everyone. So today I am really excited, and I've been so excited. I've been thinking about it like for the last week about filming and putting this video up. So I'm really excited to be doing this today. And I am actually starting a tag. Now, I know, I don't know, I really wanted to do this. I think it's going to be a really fun tag for everyone to kind of, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good tag, and it is actually called the Ugly Duckling tag. Now let me explain to you why and kind of give you a quick little background on how I even came about thinking the things I think and why I put together this tag. And yeah, so for those of you that don't know the story of the Ugly Duckling, it is basically, look it up online, Google it, but the gist of it, it's a fable, is there was a bird, a little duck, and it was with its family, and it was always made fun of by its family and friends and all these people, and it was known as the Ugly Duckling. And basically, long story short, as it grew up, it ended up finding its way to a flock of swans, and it thought it was just going to throw itself to the swans and let the swans have its way with it, you know, and attack the bird. And the swans ended up accepting and loving it, and the duck found out that it was actually not a duck, it was a swan, and that it was not ugly, it was just different. And that's really the point of this tag. So let me go ahead and tell you kind of how I came about this tag. So for those of you, like, I was going to say for those of you that haven't noticed, but I am extremely white, and my skin has always been something that I have been very self-conscious about, and something that I've always been very embarrassed about. I am from sunny Southern California, where everyone likes to be tan, and I decided when I was in high school, I was like, well, I'm going to change that. I'm going to start tanning and using tanning lotions, and I just wanted to fit in, because I've pretty much my whole life, I have just felt just disgusting and pasty. And every magazine you open, at least here in America, every magazine you open, it's, oh, well, I'm very white, so I need this self-tanner. I have to get some color for summer. Oh, my legs won't see summer until I put on self-tanner. And basically, when I lived in Singapore for 8 months, I went over there, and I was still self-tanning at that point. And I ran out, and I didn't want to have my parents ship me some. So I went to the drugstore nearby to look for self-tanners. And, okay, not only could I not find self-tanners anywhere, but where there would normally be like a self-tanner in the States, there was a wall of products to whiten your skin. And I was looking at this wall, and I was shocked. I've never even heard of this, and I didn't know that it was so popular that there are no self-tanners out there, and it was all whitening products. And I'm looking at this wall, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. And it struck me, and they have makeup products that said, you know, to help whiten your skin. And it really amazed me at how here I was on, you know, the other side of the world, where people there were also not embracing their natural skin color. And I was just amazed, and I would get stopped, and people would be like, oh my gosh, your skin color is so beautiful. And I was like, really? Because I'm used to being called pasty and pale, not like fair-skinned and porcelain. Like those are better words, and I'm not used to those. And it just really struck me that I just remember thinking, like, what's wrong with us in our heads that we feel that we have to entirely change our skin color? I'm not talking about like, oh, I'd like to have a little shimmery summer glow. I'm talking about me. Like, I have to have a different skin color. I would tan till I would try to look a different nationality, like, and over, you know, I don't know, some of the people over there maybe who whitened so much to look really white. And I didn't understand what was wrong and why we couldn't embrace the skin we were given. So basically, Singapore completely changed my perspective on my skin, and I actually came back from Singapore really loving my skin and not feeling the desire to change it. And actually, now it's something that I find really pretty about myself. Like, I actually really like it now, and I really like the contrast between my hair and my skin. And I think it's a very, like, I think my skin looks very delicate and feminine and fair, and I really like it now. So the point of this tag, that was a really long intro that is probably going to be way edited down. The point of this tag is I want us to talk about things that maybe we used to find ugly, and once we dug a little deeper and learned more about ourselves, about the world or whatever, or grew more comfortable in our skin, we ended up really liking. So it's kind of like the Ugly Duckling. The Ugly Duckling wasn't ugly, it was just different. And once it realized, oh, it's different and there's nothing wrong with that, it's beautiful, obviously the duckling was happier with itself. So that's kind of the point of this tag. So I'm gonna go ahead, there are 4 questions to this tag. They will all be written down below. I tag all of you. I will have a few people listed down below that I specifically tag, but guys, it would make my day to see people actually doing this tag. I really want to hear from you guys because I think this is kind of a problem we have in our society. Things are written, you have to have a certain shaped nose, you have to be a certain weight, you have to have a certain hair color, a certain skin color. It's like, but why? I think the different things are what make things pretty. So I want to hear from you guys. So question number 1, what is the physical attribute that you used to think was ugly and now you actually think is pretty and you like about yourself? So for me, I already explained, it was my skin. I literally was humiliated of my skin. I did everything to try to change the color. I hated it. And now I actually really love it. So second question is, were you ever made fun of for this trait? Yes, I have always been called pale and ghostly and pasty, and you know, and I would joke along, white as the wall, and it was just, yeah, I've been made fun of a lot for it, but yeah, that's the short answer. A lot in school, which I told you guys I had a really bad schooling experience, so I was kind of made fun of for everything in school, but yes. The third question in the tag is, when did you stop caring so much about this trait and like start to feel okay with it? And I kind of already told you guys that I stopped caring so much about my skin being so white, and I started to feel like okay with it when I went to Singapore, and when I saw over there how much they too were trying to, this is obviously generalization, guys, not everyone in America is trying to get tan, not everyone in Asia or Singapore is trying to get white. This was just something that I saw on the shelves at the drugstores and stuff like that. I saw that a lot of them were trying to whiten their skin, and I was just so amazed at, there we were like in a different country trying to change their skin too. And that was when I realized, I was like, why do we do this? This is madness. I need to just embrace what I have, because what I have is pretty. And the fourth and final question is, when did you actually start to love it? So the third question, you know, when you started to feel okay with it, and then when you really started to love it. And this may be a different answer for some of you guys. Some of you guys may be watching this video and having this transformation right now, so you probably don't love it yet, you know, because it took me a little time to love it. But you know, this answer might be a little different, but for me, I started to love it actually when I started making YouTube videos. Like, I felt okay with it because I came back from Singapore being like, wow, that's really crazy that we're all trying to change our skin color. But I started to really love it when I started making YouTube videos, because I got a lot of really great feedback from a lot of you guys who were like, wow, I really like your skin color against your hair, and like, it's a really pretty contrast. And I was like, yeah, I do like my skin against my hair. So now I actually really love it, and I don't feel the need to cover up everything. I wear shorts like everyone else, and my legs are white, quote unquote. Who cares? Like, they're fair skin. I think it's pretty, and you know what? Like, the more that my eyes have been open to this, the more that it kind of bothers me when I read magazines, when like, it's like, oh gosh, I'm so pasty, I have to get myself tanner on before summer. Like, why do you have to change your skin color before you show your legs? It doesn't even make sense to me. So yeah, so that is the tag. 4 questions listed down below. I know my video was really, really long, but I feel like I'm kind of trying to explain what it's all about, and that's why it's been kind of drawn out, but those are the 4 questions. I would have a heart attack to see you guys do these responses. I think that this is going to be really cool to see what people have to say, and I think it's really, really important to learn that these things that other people may call flaws, like the ugly duckling, are not flaws. They're different, and different is beautiful, and to learn to embrace it. So yeah, you can leave it as a video response. I'm so excited to see what you guys do, and yeah, so have fun with this, guys, and that's pretty much it. All of my links are down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.